That's 904-664-8217.
With your home value up again, you are sitting on a pile of money. Don't just let it sit there. Use it. Hey, it's Prosser here for my friends at Loan Pronto. Introducing Loan Pronto's Equity Line of Credit program. You don't have to refinance, but you can access up to 97% of your home's value. Get cash now to pay off all your credit cards or do that home improvement project. Get your down payment for a new home or stash away for a safety net. You can get $50,000, even $100,000 or more out of your home, and the payments are crazy low. Think what you can do with $100,000 right now. Loan Pronto makes unlocking your equity easy, and they can probably even waive the appraisal fee. Don't let all the home equity pile up. Turn your house into an ATM machine and get the cash you need. Call Loan Pronto now, 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. You can also reach Loan Pronto at loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. After the crash, call the police and document the scene by taking photos of all the vehicles involved. If you were injured, get medical attention as soon as possible. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life. Office in Jacksonville.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Arlington Toyota. The Associated Press preseason college football poll is out. Alabama number 1 for the second straight season. The Crimson Tide received 54 of 63 first-place votes. Ohio State comes in at number 2. Defending national champion Georgia is 3rd. Clemson and Notre Dame round out the top 5. In our state, the Miami Hurricanes, under new head coach Mario Cristobal, ranked 16th in the new AP poll. And for the first time since 1974, both Florida and Florida State are both unranked to start the college football season. The Noles kick off the season a week from Saturday in Tallahassee against Duquesne. The Gators host Utah, the number 7 Utes, 2 weeks from Saturday in Gainesville. 89 degrees at 6 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, one of the greatest movies ever made. I think it's the top comedy. It's called Caddyshack, where a young Danny Noonan is, he's trying to become something other than a caddy, and he wants to win that caddy scholarship. And the great Ted Knight, who plays the role of Judge Smales, says to Danny Noonan, "What do you believe in, Danny? Goodness or badness?" And Danny says, "I want to be good. I want to be good." That's the way I feel about the Jaguars on Friday night. I saw a sense of energy. I saw a little giddy up in the get-along. I saw a team that is way, way better coached a year ago. And I see improvement with the starting 22. I think it's a great night on Friday for Jag fans. I can only imagine that it was a wonderful weekend. And here we are tonight on a Monday. Well, we'll check in live in an hour and some change and find out, in fact, how much popping is actually going on during a night practice. Selfishly, I wish it was this morning. Can't change it. Okay, I can't change it. I would like to be out there and test my eyes, listen and test my ears. That's not the case. We'll move along, but we'll have a live report later in the program, and hopefully they'll keep Wednesday and Thursday as scheduled. And then, of course, Pittsburgh coming up here on Saturday night. Pittsburgh's going to be pretty interesting because they're one of, 3, maybe 4 teams in the NFL that still has a quarterback controversy that is ongoing. Right now, it looks like it's going to be Mitch Trubisky. There's really 3 guys that you can make a case for in Pittsburgh. We'll get there later in the week. For starters, though, I thought it was an outstanding starting 11 for the Jaguars on defense. I mean, 9 total plays. You look at the snap count, you look at the starting 11, that's what they gave you. Chad Muma, they kept out there a little bit. And, he's the first name that I mentioned only because I thought after the matchup against Las Vegas, he seemed to be the one guy where you were getting the most on as far as mixed reviews. And I heard everything from he's not the answer, what a terrible draft pick, he was totally overwhelmed, he was getting blown off the ball, he did not live up to his responsibility during the mental side of things as far as his fits and reading keys. Well, if you watched and you paid attention, some of the stuff he did on Friday night was just sensational. His ability to recognize, Baldinger does a real good job. I believe it was Baldy during Baldy's breakdown where he looks at 4 or 5 different plays from the Jaguars and really highlights what Muma does coming down the line of scrimmage and just blowing up a back in what was a fantastic play. Speaking of coming down the line of scrimmage, how about Trayvon Walker, who only got 9 snaps? I mean, just creating havoc right now. It already felt like teams are running to the other side of Trayvon Walker, and the ability for him to cut down the line of scrimmage and be a part of that forced fumble. Rayshon Jenkins credited with the hit, and he deserves it. And I think Rayshon's playing some better football. That's encouraging as well. But it was great to see Walker, let the instincts kind of take over and to see what he did. Also on one of his 9 snaps, the ability to cut inside and draw a holding penalty was, I thought, a very good performance overall there for Trayvon Walker. So some better things out of the defense. They only took 9 snaps. I mean, outside of the secondary, what did you have? Basically, I believe that was it as far as guys who actually did play a week ago. Then you get 9 snaps on Friday night, so you get ready for week 3. And again, not a lot of game time have these players been tested with a couple of weeks in. I absolutely would expect that to increase coming up on Saturday night. Doug Peterson just met with the media a little less than 1 hour ago. Some of the cuts or some of the sound we do have. I have not seen the transcript from the press conference yet. I do not know if he was asked about the next game and what's going to happen with the starters. My guess is he'll probably save that for the next time that he speaks, which I imagine will be Wednesday or Thursday. So, overall, very happy with this team. Okay, offensively, you can look at Zay Jones. Are you surprised? You shouldn't be if you listen to us here on the home of the Jaguars. Those of us who go and watch practice, okay, have been raving about Zay Jones. I mean, he has replaced, in my opinion, Christian Kirk as the best wide receiver on the team. Now, Kirk rolled the ankle. Peterson did say moments ago that both Christian Kirk and Laviska Shenault will be available to go this week. Peterson said after the game on Friday night that if it was a regular season matchup, he felt as though Kirk would have been able to go. Obviously, in a preseason setting, you don't mess around with stuff like that, and you just keep them out. So 3 of the 6 wide receivers were out on Friday night. If you look at Kirk, you look at Viska, and you look at Jamal Agnew. That is encouraging there. But, to see a play-action setting by Lawrence and to look at what the offensive line did to create, a cozy pocket, if you will, and then you watch the route. I've talked a lot about the route running of Zay Jones, and it was a perfect route. Okay, a stop, a stutter, it was almost a double route if you will, for Zay Jones. And look at the window. What did he have? A step? That's it. Well, when you have a quarterback like Trevor Lawrence, that's all you need is a step and a completed pass. Now, we saw, moments later, Trevor Lawrence miss Zay Jones on frankly, a pass that Trevor has to make. Okay, we talk about the completion percentage. I talk about that a lot. It was one of the worst in the NFL a year ago. 59.6% was Trevor Lawrence. It was 50% in this game. So, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't close to being perfect for Trevor Lawrence. You had one bad drop by Travis Etienne, okay? And as well, you certainly had a bad throw by Trevor Lawrence when he missed Zay Jones. You hope that these are the things that he is going to eliminate, that the team is going to eliminate once they do play in the regular season. I don't want to nitpick, okay, because, again, I'm very happy. But when I look at Trevor Lawrence, I see a man that is growing. I see a man who clearly feels comfortable with the installation of this totally new offense compared to what we saw a year ago. I mean, I thought it was going to be vanilla. The first play, you get a double move by Zay Jones and a complete pass from Trevor to him, 32 yards downfield. I honestly didn't expect that. So, that was a lot of fun to observe. But Lawrence has got to become better with some of that short stuff. I still think that if you were to highlight one part of his game that he needs to get better at, it is the shorter stuff. He has got to improve on his completion percentage, all right? 59.6 a year ago. It was 50% on Friday night. Also, his average per, outside of the 32-yarder, okay, wasn't really all that good. I mean, it averaged, 5.7? He averaged 6 a year ago. That is 32nd in the NFL. Again, I'm nitpicking here. And it's really unfair to do that when you only get, 3 drives. And for crying out loud, this football team averaged 7.6 points in the first half a year ago. They averaged 2.8 points in the first quarter. They put up 13 points. And that's why I'm kind of like, slow down, because social media is great and Twitter's undefeated, and Instagram is the greatest of all time. Facebook is just absolutely spectacular. What's the old one? I'm still on MySpace. You on MySpace? Yeah, heck, man.
And it's not called Facebook. It's Meta.
Oh, it's not Facebook anymore?
I don't believe so.
Okay. I'm number 1 on MySpace. I don't know if you were aware of that. I've got a big
Remember MySpace,
page.
Tom?
I never even did MySpace.
Oh.
That was the first one, though, wasn't it?
That was my first one.
Okay. You'll never forget your first one.
Yeah, exactly.
And for JJ, it was MySpace.
I'll never forget where I was.
Yes, yeah. But, people are like, well, you need to create 7, not settle for 3. And I'm thinking, you're right, but you can't get it all in one game. This team was terrible last year in the first quarter. They were freaking clueless in the first. They were in a damn coma, okay? You put up 13 points on 3 drives, two field goals and a touch. Man, you got to look at that as growth. You got to be excited. What if the script was flipped? What if it was the Jaguars defense who got 3 series, they allowed 2 field goals, a touchdown, and what if it was the Jaguars offense who, they kept Deshaun Watson to a 1-for-5 effort for 7 yards, 9 total plays, including a forced fumble. Oh, yeah. And in 17 games last year, the Jaguars only had 2 fumble recoveries. What if the script was flipped? How would your weekend have been? How would your Monday have been? You would have said, same old, same old, same old. Here we go. That's not the case. There's encouragement here. There are signs that this team is getting better. Far from perfect. I think depth is a legitimate issue on this football team, and one that, frankly, I've misread, because I've been saying around here since the start of camp that I could see with the waiver wire them adding an interior offensive lineman, all right, a guard or center, and an inside linebacker. Those would be the two positions that I look at and say, all right, they can find someone off the street that all of a sudden makes this football team a better football team. Well, now all of a sudden, do they need another tackle? You have your three. Will Richardson went down. Really the only injury that I can think of, and I haven't seen Doug Peterson say anything about injuries today during the press conference, which is another positive sign. But all of a sudden, I'm wondering about the fourth tackle. I'm wondering about the 6 wide receivers. You had 3 who didn't go. It just feels like you can never have too many of these wide receivers because of soft tissue injuries and whatever. Guys aren't going to be able to give it a go. So that could be a position where you need an upgrade. The 4th, 5th safeties. Yeah, do you need an upgrade there? Do you need an upgrade, with your final cornerback? So all of a sudden, depth is an issue. And again, I'm not going to get crazy on this because I think the point is when you get to the second and third stringers, whether it's the Raiders or the Browns or the Jaguars who have faced those two teams, for the most part, you're talking about guys who aren't going to be a part of the team. But what sticks out for me is that the reserves in Cleveland and the reserves in Las Vegas are clearly better than the reserves right now in Jacksonville. They've only won 4 games over the last 2 years. So you wouldn't expect it to be a rock-solid 53. So I've admittedly missed on that since the beginning part of training camp. Very impressed with the starters, but the backups do leave you just a little bit to be desired. Nonetheless, we will certainly monitor that and see what happens. The Jaguars cut 5 today. They're down to 85. Among them was Jake Luton. He was let go today. So, they'll make a cut next week, get down to 80, and then it will be really interesting to see when they get down to 53 and, what will they do when they go out and look at the other 31 teams. How many position players will this roster add? Unfortunately, injuries are still going to be a part of it. Okay, look at all the players who went down. Cleveland, they lost their starting center early. It was like the 3rd play of the game. It was unbelievable. You had everyone commenting on Zach Wilson. I had Zach Wilson. I had Jimmy Garoppolo traded to New York by Saturday morning. All right, that didn't work out. It's going to be 2 to 4 weeks. The Jets avoid complete chaos. I'm not even going to say it in year 2. Oh, my gosh. Can you imagine that for New York Jets fans? Their face of the franchise, the guy that they think is going to be able to turn that thing around, and you lose him in the first preseason game? Absolutely scary. No doubt about it. All right, we got a lot to do. Let's get things cranked up right here on this Monday. Opening comments brought to you by Shmunez Vision. I've known Dr. Neil Shmunez for forever. Okay, we're talking about 37 years worth of experience, and they're a family organization. They focus on personal, high-quality medical, surgical eye care. I'm sitting in the press box on Friday night. I'm looking to the left of me. I'm looking to the right of me. I'm looking behind me. I see guys and gals squinting. I feel like I should just be dropping Shmunez business cards there and say, yo, get your eyes fixed, man. You only have 1 pair of them. You could possibly be a candidate for laser eye surgery. Then you can just throw it all away. You don't have to worry about the contacts. You don't have to worry about glasses and your prescription changing. You don't have to worry about putting on those readers at night, and you're deep into your New York Times and you're trying to figure out the market, and all of a sudden your dog starts going crazy because there's like a black widow or a rattlesnake outside, and you got to take off your readers to find out what the hell is actually happening. You don't need any of that if you get laser eye surgery. Dr. Catherine Shmunez, fellowship trained in cornea, cataract surgery, or refractive surgery. So they are outstanding. They're number 1 in my book, and you need to as well take advantage of this. Just give them a call, 299-2906, or go to shmunezvision.com. Care you can see. All right. Let's bring in Derek Trucks, one of Jacksonville's greats. Watched practice with him on Tuesday. He was at the game with his wife, Susan Tedeschi, on Friday night. Played golf with Derek on Saturday, and it was a lot of fun. He had a lot of Jaguar questions and certainly a lot of Jaguar opinions. And he's getting ready to head out for the next link of their tour. They will kick it off later this week in San Diego. So, 1010XL and 92.5 FM's friend Derek Trucks is in next as we go into the night with Rick Ballou.
Well, I can't believe Sir Steven Spielberg, the grooviest filmmaker in the history of cinema, is making a movie about my life.
Dan Hicken.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Mornings on 1010XL.
When you hear Honda, you think safety, quality, value. Now think fuel economy. Don't settle for anything but the best. We invite you to compare Honda to all other brands. Remember, only a Honda is a Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer. We're dealing.
Maximize the beauty of your home with custom-made windows and patio doors from Renewal by Andersen. Right now, buy 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. Visit rbafla.com for details. Offer expires August 31st. Restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, the official window and door replacement company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License CGC 1527613.
There are 16 spots in the playoffs and just one track left. Well, not just any track. Daytona. A last chance to keep playoff hopes alive and for fans to experience an event unlike any other. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 26th and 27th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
I'm the hacker Ryan Green. As high school football season approaches, I'm putting together previews to prepare you for the first Friday night of the new prep season. Hackers high school football previews are brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists on 1010XL.
Storm season is here, and JEA is doing everything possible to prepare. We've invested millions in hardening our electric, water, and sewer systems to make them more resistant to extreme weather. By updating your contact information and signing up for alerts, you'll also be better prepared if a storm hits. And in the event we need to restore your power, we can keep you up to date on our efforts and get you back to normal sooner. Update your contact info today at JEA.com. JEA, building a more prepared community.
Roland, 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 we're all calling Roland. The toilet's overflowing, oh my.
When hairballs, grease, and goo just won't let that water through, you need Roland Reach Plumbing by your side. When you have got a leak and you just can't wait a week, call 260-7059. Roland Reach Plumbing.
Drivers and heavy truck mechanics, if you like sports, then you're going to love working at Waste Management.
We have a team atmosphere here where we're looking out for one another. We jump in to help out.
Listen up. WM is now offering a $5,000 new hire bonus to CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics for jobs at our sites in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine.
It's camaraderie. It's everything. I like it.
Steady work, competitive pay, weekly paychecks, opportunities for overtime, paid training, and a generous boot and tool allowance.
Plus, over-the-top benefits like 100% tuition coverage for you and your family, and home every day.
CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics. Apply online at WM.com/careers. That's WM.com/careers. Search driver and mechanic jobs in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine, Florida.
A people first, military friendly, equal opportunity employer.
We are WM.
Serving the First Coast for over 20 years, Instant Keys offers honest, professional locksmith service for the replacement of lost, stolen, or broken keys and remotes. Get dealer-level service at a fraction of the time and cost. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
David Garrard here. Once again, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has gotten me back to my active lifestyle by easing my knee pain with PRP treatment. PRP is a platelet-rich plasma concentrate that promotes tissue repair and healing and can even help alleviate pain caused from arthritis. Ask your doctor at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist if PRP may be right for you too.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Over 40 years ago, we started on a journey. We planted seeds, we made promises, and kept them. We built relationships with equal parts dignity and respect, focusing entirely on protecting the injured, the mistreated. We put together a way of working that became a way of life. Every case made us stronger. Over 40 years ago, we set out to build a law firm, but what we ended up with was so much more. Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Golfers, it's time to tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops with all the hottest brands in golf at the best prices featuring tailor-made stealth carbon woods and irons. Callaway's Rogue ST collection of woods and irons, Titleist's T-Series irons and Vokey wedges, and Ping's G425 woods and irons. All this and more at Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Swing by and receive a free custom fitting today. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, or shop us online at worldwidegolfshops.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Now, another interview on the Farah and Farah phone line. Brought to you by the Accident Attorneys at Farah and Farah.
All right, well, it's underway on a Monday. The Jaguars getting set to practice in about 10 minutes. We'll have a live report coming up next hour. They're hitting tonight, and the morning practice was called off, and so they'll do it under the lights, and they'll leave Episcopal as well. They'll do it in the stadium. You're hearing right now from Susan Tedeschi and the Tedeschi Trucks Band. They're getting ready to go back out on the road. This time it's the West Coast. But I had an opportunity to watch practice with Derek earlier last week and as well sneaking around to golf. And Derek Trucks, right here from Jacksonville, goes into the night with Rick Ballou. Derek, thanks for a couple of minutes. How are things?
Good, man. Good to chat with you.
Yes. 85 on Saturday. I did not make it out to the Sawgrass in the Players course, the stadium course yesterday. But I'm told that it was another good round for you.
It was fun, man. It was fun. I got to sneak out with my buddy Mark Quinones, who played in the Almond Brothers with me for 15 years, and he was sneaking through town and called and asked if I wanted to walk the course with him. So it's hard to turn that down.
Yeah, no doubt.
pretty great day.
And what a great life for him. He plays with the Doobies now, but he was talking about the residency that they had in Las Vegas. They'd play 4 nights a week. That means he was golfing 3 days a week.
Yeah, he's got a good gig, man. He's got 70, 80 rounds in while touring this year. I think I've gotten 0 rounds in while touring, so I got to rethink things.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, we enjoyed practice, and you saw the game as well Friday night. Let's get straight to it. What are your thoughts so far on the 2022 Jaguars?
You know, going in before I got to witness the practice and then the preseason game, I think I was as up in the air as I've ever been as a Jags fan. I had 0 feel for it, but I'm excited now, man. The practice was incredible. One, just to see it, and there's a different energy this year. You can feel. I don't know. It almost seems like everyone's happy to be at work. It was a different vibe there. And then I'm excited about Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen on the corners too. So. Hopefully, I don't know. There's a lot to like. The first quarter of the preseason game that we got to go to was I haven't seen the ball move like that in a long time for us. And Trevor's slinging it. Travis Etienne, that's like another first-round draft pick this year. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that 12-yard carry, his first carry, behind Brandon Sheriff, a little bit of patience, and then bam, the hole opened, and he was through it. He broke one tackle and carried another guy for 5 yards. So some niftiness, some speed, and some power shown in one run there by Etienne.
Yeah, it looked like video game moves. It's fun to see. We've been looking for that for a long time, and I mean even the receivers have been surprising. Zay Jones, the one practice I was at, he was flying all over the place, and he had a few good grabs in the preseason games. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm thinking about taking the over on the on the win total this year.
Yeah,
I don't know how many over, but I think I'd take the over.
I'd get it in now. I know the last time we had you on, we talked about that. It feels like in Las Vegas that's where the money's going, and before you know it, this thing could go up to 7 and or 7.5 if you're going to play the total for the 2022 Jaguars. Derek Trucks, our guest. Tedeschi Trucks heading out on the road. They're going to kick things off later this week out in San Diego. One thing that we discussed when we were watching practice on Tuesday, and you mentioned it briefly, it just, it's night and day from a year ago.
It's really something. I mean, I wasn't around a ton last year, but, there was just a different energy coming out of camp and then obviously during the season. But yeah, I've never been around been that close to a team where it seemed like everyone was like a quiet confidence and almost, I don't know. You don't see happy players a lot at practice, so I hope that's good. Doug's got it. It feels like he's got it under control, though. I believe in that guy. I watched one of his press conferences that morning, and just seems down to earth. Seems like he treats everybody 1-to-1, and just felt like a human being hanging out there. So I have high hopes for him. I mean, he knows how to get it done, obviously.
Yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, the way he's done things so far. He started a little bit later than when he could. He sent the veterans home during during mandatory mini camp. So it's almost like, listen, I'll treat you professionally and with respect, but in return, I need you to run through a brick wall for this football team. And it kind of feels like, at least early on, that appears to be the case.
I mean, that's the sense I got just the little time I was there. There seems to be a lot of mutual respect at the moment. So hopefully, I mean, it's early. Once you get into the season and there's a few hard losses, so sometimes those things fray a little bit. But I think he knows what he's doing. It felt professional, which is and sometimes you just need a hard reset. I think that's what we got. So definitely hopeful. I mean, there's a lot of other teams that are probably feeling a similar way, but I don't think every camp is feeling like that one right now.
Derek Trucks, he with Tedeschi Trucks, obviously getting ready to head back out on the road. They're going to be playing along the West Coast. All right, we had you on a few months ago. You had just released episode 1 with Crescent. You were on the cusp of releasing episode 2 with Ascension. Now number 3, The Fall, has been released. What about part 4? And just overall, how is the new album? Again, it's a 4-parter with 24 songs. How's it gone?
It's been really wild releasing it this way. I feel like it's allowed on tour. It's allowed our fans to kind of take the material in, maybe a little more thorough. So when we play new tunes at the show, people are already reacting to it and know them, which is, I don't know if that's ever happened before. So it's been really good. And it's a lot of new material that we can kind of infuse into the set. So every night's been feeling really fresh. I think everyone's ready to get back at it. It's hard to leave home right now. We're like packing suitcases today and getting ready to roll out late tomorrow. But everyone's excited to hit the tour, that's for sure. And we're out with Los Lobos, who are just incredible people and just an American institution. They've been together, I think, pushing 50 years now as a band, which is pretty incredible. And they all still hang out together on the tour bus. So it's hopeful. It means you can do it. I don't know many bands that stay together that long that still get along. So there's certainly an inspiration.
How humbling is that the new music is being received the way that it is? Because I think we're so accustomed to, just give us your classics, give us your hits, but you're saying that the reaction to the brand new album, even the ones that get released month after month after month as part of this 4-part series, the way that it's worked, what's that been like?
I mean, it's a bit humbling. I mean, it means that our audience is tuned in to kind of what we're doing now and kind of taking the ride with us. So that's been really nice. And I think it's probably the best work we've done as a band, at least as a whole. I mean, there's definitely some songs on every record that I think we'll be playing until we stop playing. But this one from top to bottom feels like the strongest thing we've done. And I feel like the energy we're getting back from the crowd is that as well. So it's been nice. It's really, really nice to be able to look at 24 new original songs to throw in the set. I mean, we're having to really think hard about what we want to play each night. It's hard to get it all in. So that's a quality problem. We didn't always have that.
Yeah, that's a great problem to have. No doubt about it. Derek, always a pleasure. I tell you what, you really rocked it here to kick off the tour a few months ago at Daly's Place. Now you head to the West Coast. I know what's the coolest venue out there on the West Coast?
We're doing the Greek Theater in Berkeley and the Greek in L.A., and those are both pretty incredible spots. Ton of history and just really, really good feeling places. So I'm excited for those two. I think we're doing one of the TV show. We're doing Jimmy Kimmel sometime on that run too. So we'll be doing a TV spot or two while we're out there. Those are always interesting. It's hard cramming a 12-piece band into some of these tiny little rooms, but it'll be fun for a night.
Yeah, no doubt.
But the Greek is good, man. The Greek in LA and the one in Berkeley are pretty incredible venues.
All right. Hey, safe travels, Derek. Always a pleasure, and we'll see you when you get back here to Duval.
Looking forward to it, man. Go Jags.
There he goes. Derek Trucks, the Tedeschi Trucks Band, and the 4-part series of I Am the Moon. Okay. Crescent was released, I think, in late May. You had Ascension released in late June, and you had The Fall released in late July. The 4th part of the series will be coming out as well, and they're back out on the road. So I got some buddies in San Diego, and my kid I grew up with in Boston says, hey, man, can you get me backstage and all this? I'm like, listen, I don't do tickets, all right? Whether it's Jaguar tickets or whether it's that's not my deal. I'm sorry. I mean,
Derek seems cool as hell.
Give the guy a break. Give anyone, dude. He is so. I have never heard him say anything bad about anyone.
You can just tell. I mean, I know it's just a radio interview on the phone, but I don't know. He just seems like a real down to earth person.
And his wife, I mean, they're the perfect match.
He's one of the greatest guitar players in the world.
His wife is just phenomenal as well. Yeah, we went to have dinner at a real nice place on Saturday night. I won't mention the name because they're not spending any money on our radio station, and I'm not one of those who's in the free plug area of things. By the way, that interview was brought to you by Farrah and Farrah, and I'm a company guy. I mean, that doesn't put any coin in my pocket, but no. I'm a company guy. But in one of the rules of radio is don't tease the audience this way. Don't go out and say, well, I know about this and I know about that, but I can't tell you. It's pompous, it's arrogant, it's beyond stupid. But I want to tell you something, brother. I mean, I am so mesmerized by rock and roll stories. I've heard every sports story there is to tell because I've been in this business for 32 years. And they're great. I mean, there were some great ones being told at Baselli's Hall of Fame party a week ago Saturday. And I appreciate the legendary sports stories. And, of course, they've changed over the years because of the cell phone and just because, you're basically under surveillance all the time. But rock and roll is a different era, and I've read a ton of rock and roll books, okay? I mean, you name the band, and I've read the book. And, my Cross the Bear, I read the book that Greg Allman wrote, I don't know, going back, 7, 8, 10 years ago, and I thought it was really intriguing. But just to kind of listen when he's talking to the percussionist who's now with the Doobies, who Mark Canonas, who played with him when the Allman Brothers, and their stories going back and forth are some of the greatest things I have ever heard. I mean, to be a rock and roll star must have been absolutely out of this world. Okay? Just absolutely incredible.
That's why a lot of them didn't live to sell.
Well, that's just why. And again, I'm trying to be respectful because I don't want to do that. I tell you what, here's the tip. If you see me out, if you buy me enough tell 'em or do, I may start talking. But I love it. I just absolutely love the stories. And to me, that's what it's all about. Listening to what it must have been like for some of these bands back in the day. I mean, just things he doesn't talk about. You know, when he was 9, he played here with Joe Walsh and Don Henley? No, Joe
9
Walsh.
years old?
Joe Walsh and Glenn Fry.
9 years old.
The late Glenn Fry. He was 9, and he was on stage with 2/5 of the Eagles. It's just, it's overwhelming. And, again, he's so humble about it. He's such a good guy. He doesn't brag about it. He's also a huge Jags fan. He's a huge Florida State fan. He is one of yours, Duval, Derek Trucks.
Robbins Racing.
He said he was a little bit free.
This Sunday at Watkins Glen.
I'm not sure we're done with cautions either.
Brought to you by Famous Automotive Tire and Quick Lube. Servicing every customer like they're famous. On Jacksonville's NASCAR station, 1010XL.
At Key Buick GMC, receive 0% financing up to 36 months on select GMCs, $500 off all new vehicles for all active, retired, enlisted, and previous military. Whenever you purchase a brand new vehicle from Key, whether it's a Buick or GMC, it always comes with that lifetime powertrain warranty. A full allotment is in now and available. So visit the good folks at Key Buick GMC right across the street from Tinseltown, Southside and Gate.
Training camp is here, and 1010XL is there. The players, the drills, even the turf. Let's do it. Training camp coverage is brought to you by Kingfish Pest Control and Roland Leash Plumbing on 1010XL.
Hey, I've got that craving again. How about some Mr. Chubby's wings?
Have you had the Chubby style wings? Grilled to perfection with Chubby's secret seasoning.
You know I have. They are so delicious. I swear you can't find anywhere in town with better wings and better prices on drinks.
So many different specials each night, too. Well, I'm ready to chub it up again.
Me too.
See all their specials at MrChubby'sWings.com. Locations on Fleming Island, the West Side, and now Ponte Vedra Beach. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Golfers, it's time to tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops with all the hottest brands in golf at the best prices featuring tailor-made stealth carbon woods and irons. Callaway's Rogue ST collection of woods and irons, Titleist's T-Series irons and Vokey wedges, and Ping's G425 woods and irons. All this and more at Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Swing by and receive a free custom fitting today. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, or shop us online at worldwidegolfshops.com.
Did you know that all graduates of Local 234's apprenticeship program are licensed journeymen? That means all plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC techs will have hundreds of hours of experience and have passed the Jacksonville City Licensed Journeyman exam. They're the best trained and safest skilled tradespeople in the industry. Don't leave yourself exposed to inadequate workmanship or even danger. Always hire a licensed journeyman. Local 234. Make the right connection. Equal opportunity employer.
Hey Jags fans, this is Josh Scobie. Storm season is upon us, and living in Florida, you need a roofer you can count on. I trust the team at Eastern Roofing Company. I know this crew and have not met a more honest, reliable, and hard-working team since my days with the Jags. Whether your roof is aging or you've experienced damage from Florida weather, you can count on Eastern Roofing. For fast service, call them at 775-ROOF or visit easternroofing.com. That's Eastern Roofing Company. Service with integrity.
This Day in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 15th, 1999 PGA Championship Men's Golf, Tiger Woods wins his second major championship by 1 stroke ahead of Sergio Garcia.
Is the urge to go a constant fear? Your prostate might be the culprit. Schedule your screening with Ackerman Urology today to fight back. Call 904-490-7400 or visit ackermanurology.com.
ViStar Credit Union, recently named the top mortgage lender in Northeast Florida, is proud to offer our members a variety of ways to save on their mortgage, from first-time home buyers to special programs for military and everyday heroes. We're here with low rates, less fees, and affordable monthly payment options. Right now, get up to $5,000 in closing cost or a 0.25% rate discount. Enjoy the benefits of membership. Apply for a mortgage today at ViStarCU.org. ViStar is an equal housing lender.
Harrell and Harrell supports those who were at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987. Millions who were on base were exposed to contaminated water that has caused death and illness. Let us help you seek justice. Call us at 251-1111.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here, and right now is the time to ramp up your drafting for fantasy football season. I always use Underdog Fantasy to draft now because there's no in-season management. Of course, I do it to try and win the $10 million in prizes too, but it organically prepares me for my local season-long drafts as well. So sign up now, head to UnderdogFantasy.com or the App Store, and when you do sign up, use promo code 1010XL. Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. Underdog Fantasy, don't forget to sign up with promo code 1010XL.
It's summertime, and we are all out there having fun outdoors. Dr. George Barr here, and if increasing your outdoor exercise is causing you to feel your age, such as knee pain, shoulder pain, elbow pain, or any aches and pains, visit me at Barry Orthopedics. We can diagnose and treat all your aches and pains. Locations in Orange Park, Riverside, and Southside. Visit us at BarryOrthopedics.com.
And don't forget, check out Breaking Bones with Dr. George Barry at 1010XL.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
And now that the kids are back in school, you can see the beating your house is taking. Carpets, tile, grout, even the sofa needs some cleaning. If your home needs some cleaning, give Zero Res a call. Right now, get 50% off tile and grout ceiling. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, some great things going on right now at Miller Electric, and they bring us the program or help do so right here on this Monday night. Just go to millercareers.com. That's your best bet. Whether you are an electrician who's unhappy with your pay, unhappy with your company, whether you're in the market to change careers. Maybe you're a young man, a young woman who college is either not for you or it's just flat out too expensive. All right, and you're looking for a solid skill and a career. Why not go to one of Jacksonville's best? Okay, Miller Electric. Everywhere you go, bridges, schools, churches, downtown, construction, all over the place. It's got Miller Electric written all over it. Fantastic company, outstanding benefits. They'll have another big job fair coming up at some point this fall. I'll have that information for you when it does become available. But for you right now, your best bet, just go to millercareers.com. All right. Jacksonville, relatively healthy, and that's good. And the news is getting better. Reports tonight from Doug Peterson say that Devin Lloyd and James Robinson will both take part in team drills this week. Okay? Got to believe that they will bring them along slowly. I mean, for Devin Lloyd, it's just been the nagging hamstring. Obviously, for James Robinson, trying to battle back from that torn Achilles. I've been very impressed being able to watch him on practice, and you've seen how he has moved forward. Again, I wouldn't expect any one of those two to go Saturday night against Pittsburgh, but that is definitely encouraging. And I also said at the top of the program, Jacksonville, if you were to put together your 53-man roster, I had 3 of the 6 wide receivers out this past Friday night. Well, 2 of the 3 are back, and they are going to practice. That is Christian Kirk, and that is Laviska Shenault. So more good news there. All of a sudden, JJ, there's some competition, and I kind of thought it would be that way Since week one, we've seen Luke Fortner. He got the center job. He has kept on with that center job. Of course, we've seen the rotation of Juwan Taylor and Walker Little, but all of a sudden now, it feels like the one hiccup in the position that did not play especially well on Friday night was left guard with Ty Shatley. All of a sudden, Ben Bartch back in the fold.
Which he sort of disappeared for a while. You didn't really hear about him in the battle for the offensive line. What did you think about the way that they were splitting between Walker and Juwan? To me, it seems like Walker's the guy. Starter.
I think we'll get a much better feel this weekend against Pittsburgh. I think you got to make that announcement. I don't know what you're going to do against Atlanta. I would think everyone else on that offensive line would be out, but it just feels like that competition at right tackle and left guard. Perhaps they want that fourth game to evaluate things. I tend to agree with you. I think Walker Little's your future. Year 2 right tackle as opposed to a guy playing during a contract year. But listen, Doug Peterson absolutely has to do everything that he can to put the best 5 out there. And Phil Rauscher, offensive line coach, said that. So I still would not dismiss the possibility of Juwan Taylor being a left guard if it does not work out for Ben Bartch and it does not work out for Tyler Shatley. I think that that's a real possibility once we get into the regular season.
They had Juwan out there a long time on Friday, and I kept thinking, all right, this will be his last drive or whatever, and then they're trotting him back out there. So, yeah, why not just see what you have? I guess move him over to left guard next game. Let's just try it out.
Yeah. The offensive line is certainly improved, even though it's incredibly young. But that has to be the case if, the Jaguars are going to take that step forward. And, back to Trevor for a moment. It wasn't perfect for Trevor. It's encouraging. Okay, but it was far from perfect. And again, he was missing 3 wide receivers. Okay, he's learning a brand new offense. The offense with the RPOs, the play action that he ran on first down to Zay Jones, his ability to scramble off an RPO, his touchdown pass. I mean, he totally sold a bootleg and then turned around and threw a perfect pass to Ingram. So there was a lot of good. Now, the other side of it to me is he's holding on to the ball a little bit too long. There was even the pass he completed to Manhurts, he could have gotten rid of that ball a half second earlier, 3/4 of a second earlier, and Manhurts would have had the ability to turn around and pick up more yards. Am I nitpicking here? Perhaps, but it feels to me like Trevor Lawrence at times has open wide receivers, and maybe that's just a total shock to him because last year he didn't have a lot of open wide receivers, and obviously he's reading progressions, and we don't know who the route is supposed to be intended to. We're not we're not available to get that type of information, so maybe he is allowing guys to finish their route, but there was a couple of times where it looked like to me that he had guys wide open.
One in the end zone.
Yeah, that was a miss to, was
Ingram,
that Manor?
I think.
It might have been Ingram. Yeah.
Baselli on the radio broadcast said he just got rid of it way too fast.
That was the one to ETN, wasn't it?
I believe so.
That he dropped?
That even if he caught it, it wouldn't have been a touchdown.
No. And again, there was one drop there by ETN, and there was one clear overthrow that he missed Zay Jones on. But you just like to see him get rid of the ball faster. And the way that Doug Peterson's offense is designed with those West Coast principles is to get rid of the football in a timely manner. So, once again, you got a great quarterback room, okay? You have Doug Peterson, who's calling plays. You got a former head coach in Mike McCoy. You've got Press Taylor, and you've got Jim Bob Cooter. You have 4 former quarterbacks working with Trevor Lawrence, I absolutely, totally believe that this is fixable and that they will point this out. Because in my world, you didn't have Myles Garrett out there. You didn't have a lot of their starting D out there. When you get to in regular game situations, that pass rush is going to be that much more effective, where you need to learn to get rid of the ball quicker. So, just my overall thought on what happened there with Trevor Lawrence. I thought it was a really good performance for him. But again, there's still huge room for growth. For the Jaguars, they did cut 5 players today. If you did not hear, they had until tomorrow afternoon to make the roster change, but they went ahead and did so today. Jake Luton is gone. Jake Luton has struggled really since he got here. He's struggled. For those who have been at practice, he has struggled there, and he has also struggled in both games. Elliott Fry was waived injured. That's a little bit of a surprise to me. Hell, I was surprised when he came out first to attempt the field goal on Friday night. I would have thought it's absolutely Ryan Santoso's team. And Doug Peterson was asked about Santoso tonight. He didn't give him the full out support, nor should he, because there's been a little bit of inconsistency with the kicking game. We'll see if someone else is added. Obviously, if that's the case, they're going to have to say goodbye to someone else on their roster. They have 85 in their roster, and then they have the young man who came over from Europe, so they're actually allowed to have 86 on the team. That is Ayo. I think it's Oyalola, perhaps. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, there you have it. Wyatt Ryan was let go, outside linebacker. Matt Coburn, who they just brought in a week ago, was cut. And Ryan McDaniel was cut. So, again, the roster goes from 90 to 85, or technically 86 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They will have 5 more that will be cut coming up after the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, when we do return, much more on the Jags. Best way to get a hold of us is on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. That number is 641-1010, 641-1010. Also, in the 7 o'clock hour, we'll check in with Mia O'Brien, who was at the practice. I want to let a little bit more time burn here because, from what we understand, there's going to be a lot of hitting going on, perhaps even live tackling going on. At least that's what we were told. The practice was scheduled for early this morning. They switched it to right now, so I'm kind of bummed out by it. I did want to be at practice to see this, but hey, they made that decision, and there you have it. They will practice as well on Wednesday and Thursday, an off day tomorrow, and then an off day with no media access on Friday before game number 3 coming up Saturday night against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Comment 641-1010 on the text line. You can get me on Twitter. That is Ballou, Ballou 1010XL.
The longer you listen,
I thought the play was exceptional.
The more you learn about your home team. We stay close to the Jags, so you can too. 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey, school's in session, and here's today's lesson. We have hundreds of certified vehicles to choose from, starting as low as $89.99, and they come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile peace of mind warranty. That means it'll still be under warranty when you can drive. Plus, every purchase allows us to fund teachers' projects for the entire school year. Your next assignment, get to Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. Your deadline is August 31st. We're here to wow you and our teachers.
Block out colon cancer. Hicken here for the Borland Groover Foundation. If you're 45 or older, the ball is in your court to get screened. The key to surviving colon cancer, early detection and prevention. 45 is the new 50. Protect your end zone and get screened for colon cancer now. The Borland Groover Foundation is a nonprofit organization devoted to helping the community and save lives. Visit BorlandGrooverFoundation.com for more.
Ballou here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Care you can see.
The Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is now offering online scheduling for new patient appointments for all of their positions. Simply schedule your appointment on your cell phone, tablet, or desktop. JOI is the first orthopedic practice in North Florida to offer this feature to patients. To schedule your appointment online, visit joi.net and click on the button at the top of the page. If you'll be using insurance, be sure and have your information handy. JOI, where the pros go.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Picking here, about 2 years ago, I had Bueller Air out to install the nicest system we've ever had at our home. Why did I choose Bueller? Well, they were and still are locally owned, and their service is immaculate. I mean, they really have the coolest guys in town. Right now, they even have 0% financing available on all new systems. So remember, for AC needs, stay cooler with Bueller.
Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, does your car still only play CDs? No Bluetooth? No CarPlay? You've got an old car, my friend. You know what's better than an old car? A less old car. Get a car or truck that's new to you with a great used car loan from 1-to-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Get pre-approved for a loan and shop at any dealership in town. Get a low rate and get rid of that old car today. Apply online at 1to1fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
I see you're looking at CSSOutdoor.com again.
Well, since we've been working from home lately, I think it's time
We're finally adding some shade to our backyard space. Maybe a nice wooden pergola.
maybe even a nice screen enclosure.
I am tired of hearing that bug zapper. Let's do it.
I've already requested a free quote, and their sales rep should be here any minute.
CSS, fireplaces and outdoor living.
Concrete floors don't have to be ugly and hard to clean. Whether it's a garage with cracks, tire marks, and failed epoxy, or any concrete surface that isn't beautiful and maintenance-free, Shark Coatings will transform it. Our coating and warranty are stronger, more durable, and longer lasting than any other on the market. And because Shark Coatings is 100% UV stable for life, it's perfect for any concrete surface outside as well. Shark Coatings will let you reclaim those wasted hours spent pressure washing your driveway, patios, and walkways. Hit us up on social media or call 904-519-5055 to set up your free estimate today.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Kuhn Flowers is now offering their buy a dozen, get a dozen assorted roses free for just $74.95. Better hurry. This is a limited time offer. Kuhn's 75th anniversary. Buy a dozen assorted roses and get a dozen absolutely free. Kuhn Flowers.
Leon Searcy here for Famous Automotive and Quick Lube. When I need trusted repairs for my ride, I go to the place known for hospitality, fair pricing, and a sense of urgency. That's Famous Automotive and Quick Lube, servicing every customer like they're famous.
Maximize the beauty of your home with custom-made windows and patio doors from Renewal by Anderson. Right now, buy 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. Visit rbafla.com for details. Offer expires August 31st. Restrictions apply. Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License CGC 1527613.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, the Associated Press poll is out. And really no surprise, right? Alabama once again, number one in all of college football. They received 54 first-place votes. The Buckeyes, number two at 6 first-place votes. Georgia, your defending champion, 3 first-place votes. Clemson, 4, Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Utah, Michigan, Oklahoma, Baylor round out the top 10. What has happened to my college football? Where are you, Florida? Where are you, Florida State? Where are you, LSU? Where are you, Texas? Where are you, Nebraska? Where are you, Penn State? Where are you, Blue Bloods? It's amazing. This is the first time since 1974 that Florida State or Florida, neither one of the two, are in the preseason top 25. That is amazing to me. Oregon, 11. Oklahoma State, 12. NC State, 13. Southern Cal at 14. Michigan State, Miami at 16. Pitt, 17. Wisconsin, 18. Arkansas, 19. 20, Kentucky. How about John Calipari?
Love that.
And he's always one of my...
He's right.
He's one of my all-time favorite. When he was at Memphis and I was in Chicago, I used to have him on all the time. I love Calipari. He is right. But
he said that Kentucky, I don't know the context. So first of all, I only read a headline.
Yeah.
Which is not very fair. But he said Kentucky is a basketball school. And Stoops responded.
Right.
And then since then, Stoops has backtracked and I guess admitted that it is a basketball school. I mean, is it even an argument?
No, it's not. The only argument for me would be, and forget about Missouri and Texas A&M. I'm still having a difficult time trying to digest that they're actually in the conference. Vanderbilt, Vanderbilt's, I guess, a baseball school, right? I mean,
absolutely.
Is there anyone else in the SEC that you would label a basketball school? No. No way.
Nah.
Tennessee, I would label a women's basketball school.
There you go.
Right?
And it's been a while for them.
It has, since retirement, and Pat Summitt, I believe she did pass on, I believe. Let's check that. I don't want to be responsible for...
I know she's sick.
Yeah,
she died a few years ago.
Okay,
2016.
She did. Mississippi, 21, Wake Forest, Cincy, Houston, BYU. So, there you go. Top 25. Also, Miles Brennan announced he's no longer going to play college football. Last out on the starting job at LSU. So, Brian Kelly's taking over there. Max Johnson, Brad Johnson's son, has transferred within the division. He's going to play for Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M. Now Miles Brennan out as the quarterback as well for LSU.
See, Florida's not in it yet, but week 1, you beat Utah.
Oh, yeah.
You're in the top 15.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's like a 2-point spread. So just because you're out of the top 25 doesn't mean that much.
It
means next to nothing.
It means very little, but, and I don't even know why I waste time on it, but, they released the poll today, and then you get all of this commentary. Oh, it's so useless to release the poll. I've always kind of lived by this. Well, I just mentioned it. If it wasn't out today, I wouldn't mention it. And with apologies to Florida and Florida State and everyone else, I'm getting back to the Jaguars now. You have an NFL team in this city, and that is the bread and butter. I do not neglect college football, but it's secondary. And if you don't have a poll like this, this is dominant in Gainesville and in Tallahassee and in Athens, and I don't even know if it's dominant in Miami because you got the Dolphins that are there, but it's big on college campus. All right. When I covered Florida State, we didn't talk a lot about the Bucks. We didn't talk a lot about the Dolphins. And, for 1 year, I was there in 95 when the Jags came into existence. And then, of course, year two, I slid on over here and worked for the Ball. So you go to these major cities, they don't talk college football. That's one good thing about releasing these polls when they do. At least it creates somewhat of a conversation. 9247 says, Rick, do we have a solid field goal kicker yet or yet to be seen? Right now, it is one of the major questions. To me, it's Ryan Santoso. He has got a phenomenal leg. Distance is not going to be the question for him. Okay, he's 330 yards off the tee. Is he going to hit the fairway? There's what you got to figure out. And you go to a 60-yard attempt in Canton, Ohio, he just barely missed that, and that's from 60 yards. Okay, he had a good practice week last week. We'll see what he does tonight. I'm going to check in with me, O'Brien, later this hour. Again, I want to wait for a little bit of some hitting to actually take place until we bring her on. If you're joining us for the first time, they switched up the morning practice today until, the morning practice. They moved it to a night practice, which is going on right now inside the stadium. It is a huge question mark for me. And, JJ, I was really criticized when I said they made a mistake by cutting Matthew Wright. He was 21 of 24. He struggles to kick off, but he made his kicks.
Well, everybody else knew he was going to get cut.
They sure did.
You know that he's only one phone call away.
Right.
We saw him on Twitter or Instagram, whatever it was, kicking touchbacks. He kicked like 8 in a row. Who knows if it was wind aided or not. But that's something. And if this guy, Santoso, doesn't work after a couple weeks, you could just bring him back. Like, it's a kicker. It's not like you have to get him warmed up, ready to go for the season. Like, these guys come off the street and they're ready to go.
Jacksonville's had a pretty solid kicking game, even during the awful times. Yeah, they have.
I mean, Lambeau was like one of the best players on the team.
Lambeau was sensational. Absolutely sensational. And, you sue the Jaguars, you're not going to find work elsewhere. I think teams are going to be nervous about that.
Certainly not here. I don't know how that works. Are you able to still have a lawsuit against a team and come back? I don't know.
I would imagine that is not going to happen. Although you can make the point, and I'm not a lawyer here, but you can make the point that he drops the lawsuit, he comes back here and he plays. Is that still an indictment against Urban Meyer? We got to believe that battle is going on. We just haven't heard about it. What is really going on right now between Urban Meyer? He was fired for cause.
Mm-hmm.
What about all that money that he was owed? That's kind of lost in all of this, and I know people hate it when you mention his name, but I'm interested. I'd like to know.
You haven't heard a peep about that.
You've heard nothing.
Nothing.
Lawyers
doing their job.
The only thing I heard about Urban Meyer is I guess he was on like the Kenny Chesney channel. He was playing like his favorite songs
for like a whole day.
Yeah, of course. Now he's back with Fox, doing some analyst work. I still think you'll see in a year Urban Meyer back on the sideline in college football. 75-83 Ballou. I like the fact that Trevor on almost every passing attempt was trying to go downfield. If you are going downfield, I can live with a lower completion percentage. I didn't like Shatley getting beat on 2 different pass blocks. He goes on to say completion percentage from last year doesn't account to those league-leading drops. Yeah, I think receivers were league-leading. Overall, I want to say they had 27, which is way too many. I don't mind Trevor going downfield. I actually like the fact that he goes downfield. If that's where you're going to throw an interception, I can live with that. I do want to see his accuracy improve with short stuff. It's got to. I mean, again, 59.6 was his number during the 2021 season, 50% on Friday night. Can he get to 64, 65% in year 2? And can he increase the average per? Well, if he throws downfield the way that you just mentioned, perhaps. But, his average per on Friday night, I think, was 5.6, 5.7. It wasn't what you wanted. Let me see here. Trevor Lawrence. Let me look at the notes. Trevor Lawrence, 92 yards. I didn't give the average per here. Well, that can't be right. Absolutely. I was looking at Jake Luton. All right. Jake's gone, by the way. He's been cut. 6 of 12, 95 yards, a touchdown. His long was 32. Here, I can't find anything on his average per, but I want to say it was like 5.6.
Well, if it's 95 divided by 12, it's 7.9. His average per completion.
Well, yeah, with the average per, you average it pass attempts by completions.
Oh, by completions.
Yeah.
So by 6.
So I think he's 5.7 or 5.6. Let me pull this up real quick just to, because I got to give you accurate. I mean, crying out loud, Into the Night deserves completely accurate information. It was, hell, they don't have it too. They didn't do it. Is ESPN lazy during preseason? I don't know. Actually, it says here 7.9. Is that the number you gave us?
That's the number I gave you.
I can't figure that out. I also can't figure out Josh Dobbs looking like, how the hell did Jacksonville ever get rid of him? Josh Dobbs carved up this football team.
I forgot he was here.
Yeah.
I think they got traded for like a 6th round, or they traded a 6th round pick for the guy who never played.
People are really concerned about depth here. And, before I mention that, Shatley did get beat. And I've said this since day one. I believe they want Ben Bartch to win that job. Okay? I just believe that is what they want. I believe they want Walker Little to win that job. Okay? Because, just think of the future of this organization if you can have a rookie at center, a third-year left guard, and a second-year right tackle. And obviously you've spent a lot of money on your right guard, and you re-signed a guy you drafted as your left tackle. And I don't think anyone will argue with the fact that the two best offensive linemen so far in camp have been Cam Robinson and Brandon Sheriff. The other three, we'll have to see. I think it's really going to be a battle. I think Luke Fortner's there to stay. I'm expecting a huge battle here the rest of the way through at right tackle and left guard. But anyway, depth, I almost think that this is like a good thing because the complaints aren't about the starters, okay? It's about, for the most part, guys who aren't going to be around. Now, what is alarming, the Raiders' depth was much better. The Browns' depth was much better. Well, the Raiders were a playoff team a year ago. I don't remember. Did the Browns make it to the playoffs last year? They made it 2 years ago. So you're talking about better teams. Jacksonville won 3 games. Jacksonville, again, was outscored by 12 points per game. So the starting 22 looks better. You can even make the case that maybe the starting 28 to 30 are better. Yeah, there's a dip, but you are rebuilding this entire roster. And, it feels like the fourth inside linebacker is struggling. It feels like the interior backup offensive linemen are struggling. Maybe the fourth tackle and Will Richardson is struggling, all right? Inside the middle, the depth there. Is there really depth here? I haven't seen Malcolm Brown have really do anything so far. Jay Tufele is a guy that has showed out at times in practice. Is he the answer? Did you see the move that Chason made? It went viral on Friday night where he literally got up on one leg. He looked like Chief Jay Strongbow going into going on the warpath with brother Jules Strongbow as they were taking on Lou Albano, Mr. Fuji, and Mr. Saito. Okay?
It didn't work.
Why would anyone? I mean, listen. Simple physics, right? If you're up on one foot and you're in the air, you can't move. You can't go left or right. I mean, who does that?
The funniest part is when he tries to cut back left after he, moved his whole body and jumping one way. You retweeted it, by the way.
Oh,
if you want to go to Rick's Twitter.
Oh, yeah, you can find it. Ballou 1010XL.
He's so small. Like, he can't go through a tackle. He's not athletic enough to go around them. He might get cut.
So that's my point. Look at that. And, look at where are they with the 4th and 5th safety? Honestly. I brag about Daniel Thomas. He missed the tackle on Friday night that he has to make. He absolutely has to make that play. I mean, I've been saying I think Andre Sisco and Daniel Thomas are the future as far as the safeties. Rayshawn Jenkins, I think if you rewound the tape, and since camp started, I was the one who said Rayshawn Jenkins is the Achilles heel of this defense. Rayshawn Jenkins is off to a real good start. Daniel Thomas is a guy I've been bragging. Daniel Thomas, you can't miss that tackle if you want to play, and he did.
It was like a 40-yard run.
Right. So now all of a sudden you look at, what's going on with the backup tackles. I've talked a lot about the 5th and 6th cornerbacks. All right, what's really going on there? So when I look at depth, a lot of these guys, you can say, well, they won't even be part of the game day roster. Okay, but every team's going to have to deal with injury. And where are you then? So it's better than it was. It's much better than it was. But depth is an issue, okay? And clearly Cleveland and Las Vegas, once you got to the second stringers and third stringers and even guys who aren't going to be on an NFL roster, they seem to be better players than what Jacksonville does have. All right, let's continue with this. We'll check in with me, O'Brien, as well this hour. Best way to get a hold of us, 641-1010 on the text line. If you know what I'm talking about with Caleb Chase on, just go to my Twitter feed, Ballou1010XL. I did retweet it. It's really, it's just bizarre. I mean, what in the heck? And, Chason could be such a rock star in this town if he performed because he's got a phenomenal personality and he's an incredibly likable guy. But what in the hell is he doing here? I mean, it's just, I don't even have words for it. All right, 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Congratulations, Tony. You're in the Hall of Fame, and Jacksonville celebrates you.
Hey, Tony, just wanted to say congratulations, Big Bo, for being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Appreciate you always being kind to me. Rock and roll.
Congratulations are brought to you by Coastal Equipment and Dr. George Bari and Bari Orthopedics.
Hi, I'm Emmitt Smith, Pro Football Hall of Famer and 3-time champion. Trust me, I know about joint pain.
Pro Football's all-time leading rusher, Emmitt Smith, talks about chronic joint pain and exciting new regenerative treatments from QC Kinetics.
I know what it's like to fight through pain, but now, you and I, we have help. QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in advanced, all-natural regenerative medicine that can give you lasting relief with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Do you suffer with constant pain from arthritis or injury? Pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or lower back? Don't assume steroids, pain meds, and surgery are your only options. Regenerative, restorative, natural solutions are now available.
Don't let your joint pain keep you from doing the things you love.
Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation and learn how regenerative medicine can repair and restore damaged joint tissue.
Make the call to QC Kinetics. Tell them Emmitt Smith sent you.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Training Camp. Get the latest on your favorite players with 1010XL's training camp coverage. From the practice field straight to you, we'll take you to camp. Brought to you by Kingfish Pest Control and Roland Reach Plumbing.
And now that the kids are back at school, you can see the beating your house is taking. Carpets, tile, grout, even the sofa needs some cleaning. If your home needs some cleaning, give Zero Res a call. Right now, get 50% off tile and grout sealing. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done. With 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 15th, 1999 PGA Championship Men's Golf, Tiger Woods wins his second major championship by one stroke ahead of Sergio Garcia.
You probably remember your first fender bender, but very few can tell the story of their crash with a semi-truck. That's because an 18-wheeler weighs over 20 times more than the average car. You might see it coming, but you probably won't remember much after impact. You need experience on your side. Our forensic crash reconstruction team and truck accident specialists know how to recover black box data and build a case that hits back hard. Your consultation is free. Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Pella Windows and Doors. These intense summer storms are a good reminder to visit the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. Check out Pella's new Hurricane Shield and Defender series. These amazing windows exceed all coastal requirements for storm protection. Seriously, they can withstand the impact of a 2x4 shot out of a cannon at 50 feet per second. You want quality, style, and protection? Visit PellaJacks.com and the showroom on Phillips Highway right next to Tesla. That's Pella Windows and Doors.
Tacos and sports go hand in hand, literally. You can watch the game with a taco in each hand or with a taco in one hand and a tennis racket in the other. Don here from Taco Lou in Jack's Beach. I love sports, and since you're listening to this station, you love sports as well. If you love sports and tacos, then Taco Lou is calling your name. You can watch the game here, call in a to-go order, and watch it at home. Or let us cater your next party. It's Friday, so here's to a weekend full of sports, tacos, and tequila at Taco Lou in Jack's Beach.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Rubinsky. The physicians at Prime Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Prime Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, just double-checked on how you come up with the average for a quarterback. It's yards divided by attempts. So for Trevor Lawrence last year, 3,641 yards divided by 602 pass attempts. It was an average just barely over 6.04. That was dead last in the NFL. So that needs to be improved. And it will. It absolutely will. I mean, the coaching staff alone is going to improve that. But I want to say right now, you have a better offensive line, you have better tight ends, you have better wide receivers, and you have better running backs. If you're better at every position, then those numbers are going to go up. Mia O'Brien's going to join us in about 15 minutes. They are now tackling during the night practice, and you've got bad news.
I thought I had bad news, but not really. So Andre Sisco came up limping after I guess it was his back got hurt after he made a tackle against Snoop, but he is since then currently, he's back in the game. at practice.
Well, that's good.
It is good.
Man, he's had a great camp. You know, if you were to rank, the 10 best players of camp, Andre Cisco, in my opinion, is on it. Hell, he may be in the top 5. Okay, definitely in the top 10. So, again, me, O'Brien, with a live update. That's going to be in a couple of minutes. After the game on Friday night, I had a chance to catch up with a bunch of players. Let's get to Laquan Treadwell, who, is just a mark of consistency. And he got much more burn early on because 3 wide receivers did not play. He got out there along with Christian Kirk and Marvin Jones Jr., and I had an opportunity to catch up with Laquan Treadwell. Laquan Treadwell, all right, you guys moved the ball tonight, and I know that's got to be a good feeling for you.
Oh, yeah, definitely a great feeling when you come out. First time all out there together, and we moved the ball well up and down the field. Everyone had touches and kept the defense guessing. That's all you can ask for as an offense.
Based on what you've seen the first couple of weeks of training camp, did this surprise you at all tonight that you guys scored on each of your first 3 drives?
I wouldn't say it surprised me, but it does feel good to do in a live game with live bullets. Obviously, we had a great training camp. We've been throwing the ball around, running the ball really well. Defense been playing really well also. But when you go out there and you do it in a live game and you execute the plays at a high level, that's what we expect. And, we're going to try to keep adding on that, keep building on that standard that we just set, and try to keep, winning ball games.
For the last several years, the team has really scored, struggling early in the game, including last year, just over 7 points. So how encouraging is that, even though it is the preseason, to put up 13 points the way that unit did?
It felt really good. It felt like how we felt in training camp. We've been scoring a lot of, it's training camp, obviously, but as the starters, we've been feeling good. We got good chemistry. We took some trips in the offseason together, so we trying to speed up the process of us connecting and building chemistry, hanging out outside the building. And that's one thing we didn't do enough last year, and this year we're taking initiative on that. From Everett, Ingram, Zay, Kirk, we're all, spending a lot of time together in the outfield, outside the field, so it's the chemistry on the field is just going to show automatically, and I think that showed tonight. Once we get to see Kirk back, he'll bring another deep threat, another threat to the offense that is going to ultimately help us in the long run.
Last one for you. That third drive, it kind of looked like, from where I was, you guys really settled in then and felt like you were confident that you were going to be able to score.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of cliche, but every drive we expect to score points, and that third drive we definitely felt really well. We really felt good. We converted a deep third down, and Zay converted on the over, and Evan got it on a boot. So it was so many different plays that we hit the defense on that worked out. So we just got to keep adding on that and building the standard.
Appreciate your time. Thank you. That is Laquan Treadwell, and it is interesting. Throwing in the off season, it's huge, whether it's college or pro. It's so important. A year ago you were coming off COVID, you got a brand new coach, you got a brand new offensive coordinator. Sure, you have the top pick in the draft in Trevor Lawrence, but you know what I mean? You kind of got to earn. You do have to earn your stripes in the league. Can anyone just walk in and say, "Hey, listen, this is the way it's going to be done"? And on top of that, a year ago you have Marvin Jones Jr., who's brand new. You've got Laquan Treadwell, who's brand new. You got Jamal Agnew, who's brand new. You got Laviska Shenault in year 2. Really, the only leader was DJ Chark. Okay, he was around, and certainly that is worthy of a year ago. And even this year, all the same guys. And on top of that, you add Christian Kirk, you add Zay Jones, you're adding fresh faces. You're adding Evan Ingram. Dan Arnold wasn't here last year in training camp. So is the initiative there? Who is the leader? Who's the guy, that is able to say that? If you're a veteran quarterback in this league and you've earned your marks, you say, here's the deal. This is what we're doing. But, they were documented reports. Where did they go? The Bahamas? And they threw there. They threw here in town. That's good to hear. It really is that, they're working together in unison to become that much better of a football team. 3525 says, Ballou, is Hamilton the number 1 nose tackle? how has he looked? Yeah, right now it appears the front three are, Hamilton inside with Fatakase and Roy Robertson Harris on the outside in a 3-4. Devon Hamilton has looked really good in practice. The only issue that Devon Hamilton has had is there are times where he leaves his feet too soon. And as a guy that you hope is going to be, a mutter, a guy that can fill a gap, a guy that can maybe take on and fill two gaps, the run defense has to improve. It has been the worst defensive statistic for the Jaguars forever, even during their very good seasons of top 5 defenses in 2017 and 2018. They struggled against the run. And even, they went and added Marcel Darius. He made him that much better. And it still statistically was a problem for them. Ballou, put Chase on at linebacker. I don't know what they're going to do with Chase on.
Special teams.
I honestly do not know. Yeah, I think his job is really in doubt. I think he makes it because he's a first-round talent. But and there also isn't a ton of backup pass rushers that are overflowing right now with this team. I mean, we talk about guys who can do a number of things for you, like DeJuan Smoot and Arden Key. Those are guys that you could line up on the edge. They also, I think, they have shown that they're your starting nickel defense. And you're going to move up Allen, you're going to move up Walker, and you're going to go Arden Key, DeJuan Smoot. That is going to be your pass rush defense in nickel situations. There's just not a lot of depth here. I mean, Rashad Berry, Deshaun Dixon has had some moments in camp. Jameer Jones. So, yeah, I mean, they just really appear to be weak. So it kind of feels like K'Lavon Chaisson is on this roster almost by default, to be honest with you. But I just don't know how much playing time this guy is going to get when it's all said and done. Let me get one more in.
Now, when you say Devon Hamilton leaves his feet too early, you're not talking about a Chaisson type leaving his feet.
No, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm talking about him legitimately bull rushing guys. I mean, we saw him have tremendous success against Luke Fortner, last week? And I even remember a year ago where he was bullying Brandon Linder. He was bullying Andrew Norwell. But there are times where the way that he extends, he's very powerful, but he ends up on the ground. And you can't do that unless you're taking a couple of offensive linemen with you and you're able to clog that space. I mean, he's got to be a space eater, Devon Hamilton. 33-73, Ballou. Trevor doesn't seem to be very good at reading defenses and seems confused, or is it already has his mind made up where he is going with the ball before it's snapped? That is interesting. Well, first off, he's learning a totally new offense. Okay, he's got new personnel. He needs to get rid of the ball quicker. I started the program with that tonight. I'm with you there. He's got to get rid of it sooner. I think he is going to be able to read defenses. I'm confident in that. And you can make the case that your final point here is an interesting one, because particularly that pass to Chris Manhertz that I keep going back to, if he was the primary wide receiver, he had him a second before he threw the ball. And Manhertz was wide open. Why didn't he go to him? Okay, it almost feels like, that became his, he read progressions and he went to Manhertz there. Because if he was the primary wide receiver, again, he could have gotten rid of that ball a second earlier. So it's a fair point, okay? I'm not going to sit here and be a Trevor Lawrence apologist. I'm telling you, it's better now than it was a year ago, okay? And it's better now than it was actually, he's had a real strong training camp. Everything is not going to come together just like that. There are going to be growing pains for a quarterback who threw 12 touchdown passes a year ago and had 17 picks. And again, as we've talked about, was among dead last in the NFL in completion percentage, 59.6, and only averaged 6 yards per, which was 32nd in the NFL. All those numbers are going to improve. But it's a fair question. I'm not going to dismiss that. It is a fair question. We'll see. And hopefully we get a feel for it coming up on Saturday night against the Steelers. All right, let's go live out to the practice field on the other side. Mia O'Brien is covering tonight's practice. They have begun to hit. So that's some good news. We'll get the very latest on what's going on with the Jaguars. They are practicing as we speak, so that's coming up next.
This radio station wouldn't make sense anywhere else because this station belongs to Jacksonville. 1010XL, Jacksonville Sports Radio.
When you hear Honda, you think safety, quality, value. Now think fuel economy. Don't settle for anything but the best. We invite you to compare Honda to all other brands. Remember, only a Honda is a Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer. We're dealing.
At Dr. Rooter, we understand plumbing issues can be a real inconvenience for your building or business, and we're here to help. We can handle all kinds of plumbing jobs, including broken pipes, clogged drains, line jetting, installing water heaters, and full repipes. Need a camera inspection or a smoke test? Yes, Duck Rooter does that too. Plus, our lift station services include inspections, monitoring, cleaning, and repairs. When you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769. That's 904-862-6769.
I'm Glenn Levine, a board-certified civil trial lawyer. That means the Florida bars recognize me as an expert in the field of civil trial. As a trial lawyer, I'm trained to investigate every aspect of your case. If you've been involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Office in Jacksonville.
Are you an electrician looking for better pay and benefits? Miller Electric Company has the industry-leading compensation package. Electricians are eligible for a signing bonus up to $1,000. Now, they're partnering with the Jaguars in their new performance facility, the Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric has opportunities for you to work on some of the most exciting projects right here in Jacksonville. Whether you're experienced or not, visit MillerCareers.com, an equal opportunity employer. That's MillerCareers.com.
When it comes to roofing solutions, most homeowners don't know they actually have a big variety of options. At Honest Abe Roofing, they offer a polymer-modified asphalt shingle that is guaranteed for life. This unique product can withstand 130-mile-an-hour winds, baseball-sized hail, plus it's algae-proof and fireproof. For the best roofing products guaranteed for life, choose Honest Abe Roofing, the reliable roofer. Call 341-ROOF or visit honestaberoofing.com.
Leon Searcy here. You've heard it said that every vehicle has a triangle of safety: the tires, brakes, and the front end. So I trust my friends at Famous Automotive and Quick Lube to always keep my ride running safe and smooth. And listen up, and if you're an auto manager or service tech, you want to work with the best family in the business, visit any Famous Automotive shop today. They're hiring now. And hey, tell them Big Sur sent you.
Famous Automotive and Famous Quick Lube, servicing every customer and employee like they're famous.
Equal opportunity employer.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about enjoying your life. So often we can go through life trying to make a living instead of making a life. Yes, it's good to be goal-oriented, but let me encourage you today that our days are numbered. We're not promised tomorrow, so go out and take time to be with your family. You'll always have your work, but you won't always have your family.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Hi, this is Carrie, the office coordinator at the dental practice of Dr. James J. McCall. Dr. McCall, along with me and my fellow team members, are committed to making your visit to the dentist a pleasant one. From scheduling, filing insurance, or reviewing treatment options, you're always our number one priority. When we say join our dental family, we believe it in our hearts. If you are looking for a dentist in a warm and relaxed atmosphere, call the dental office of Dr. McCall at 620-9225.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Mia O'Brien here. I've spent almost a decade covering high school football, and all those banners you see hanging along stadium fences on Friday nights, no one makes them better than Jack Sports Photography. As your team gets ready for the fall, be sure to add my friends at Jack Sports Photography to your team. With more than 30 years of experience, they're taking sports photography to the next level. So level up. Give Jeff and the gang a call today at 904-219-2295 or visit JacksonvilleSportsPhotography.com.
Bridging the gap between the First Coast and the swamp.
Another Gator got in the house.
Another Gator!
Join me, Lauren Brooks, as I analyze the Florida Gators athletic program on the Gator Report.
Brought to you by Darley's Plumbing, where quality counts on 1010XL.
If you've been thinking about a new Toyota, then stop thinking and start buying during the national sales event going on now at Arlington Toyota. And check this out. Arlington's got 500 new Toyotas available, and that makes now the perfect time to slip into a new ride. Plus, you get 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it, and a lifetime warranty with your new Toyota purchase. So stop thinking and start buying. Better yet, start your engines. It's the national sales event at Arlington Toyota. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, and online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Now, another interview on the Farah and Farah phone line. Brought to you by the accident attorneys at Farah and Farah.
All right, they are hitting right now inside the stadium. The Jaguars' practice was moved from morning until right now, nighttime. Let's check in with 1010XL's Mia O'Brien. Hello, young lady.
Hello, how are we doing, Rick?
We're doing good. We're not doing nearly as well as you because as much as I love this show, I wish I was there next to you observing some hitting.
Well, I'll tell you this much, Rick. I'm still waiting for the hitting that apparently occurred 2 weeks ago on that Sunday that we were coming back from Canton that is now legendary among the Jacksonville media corps. We haven't gotten quite the number of chippy hits that practice apparently had, but it is physical. I will say that.
All right, what has stood out so far?
Biggest thing that has stood out so far is the defense came to play today. Right before you hopped on the phone with me, Chris Claybrooks with an interception of C.J. Beathard on the second team. Andre Sisco has been extremely active. He just had a sack of Trevor on one of the final plays with the first team offense and defense. He's been extremely vocal as well. Roy Robertson Harris with 2 tackles for loss here tonight. Trayvon Walker getting some good penetration and pressure. So, yeah, it's, in my opinion and estimation, as much as Trevor has made some wow throws here tonight, the defense has won the night so far, but we are going to be going until 8:40. So we'll see if the offense can make some splash plays here in the remaining hour.
All right, Andre Sisco, went down, at one particular point, but then went back into the game. You said it was a back injury?
Yeah, and it was funny because Coach Campo is standing right next to me, and Coach Dave Campo said to me that he believes Andre Sisco is the surest tackler on the team. And there was an open field tackle, I believe it was of Marvin Jones. Well, this guy, I forget exactly who it was. But Andre was able to, wrap him up, bring him down. And as soon as he did that, and as soon as Coach Campo had just said it, that's all of a sudden when he went walking off, limping with the back injury. But he walked it off, checked in with the training staff, and then he was subbed back in about 4 plays later. So he's been out there ever since. It doesn't look like the injury is anything significant, but obviously it's something we'll monitor because, as Coach Campo said, he's the surest tackler on this defense right now, and he's a guy in the open field that they simply don't have anybody else that can do what he does.
Yeah, that's fair. Have they had any success at all running the ball?
It's funny you asked that, Rick. Not really. We have not seen any of those Travis Etienne long runs that became a staple early on in training camp. If anything, I noted Coach Campo and Doug Peterson said this earlier today when we spoke with him, that there's almost like a split second for both Travis Etienne and Snoop Connor and Rock Armstead where they almost hesitate a little much. And I don't know if they're waiting for the hole to open, if they're waiting for the offensive line to get where they need to be. But yeah, it once again has been a pretty tough night sledding for the for the run game. And I don't know if that's something to deal with something to do with communication between the offensive line and the running backs, or if it is something to do with the fact that the defensive line with Foley Fatukasi now healthy and seeing the bulk of the first team reps, if it has to deal with him space eating and Roy Robertson Harris's game being elevated because of Fatukasi.
All right, as we wrap things up, Mia, Jacksonville got out of the game on Friday night relatively healthy. It was just Richardson, Will Richardson with the injury, correct?
Yes, as far as I know and as far as Doug told us, we did get some injury updates on some of the guys that are working their way back. Christian Kirk was a full go here tonight. He caught a really pretty ball from Trevor Lawrence to open the team period. So he has been a full participant. Laviska Shenault has been over on the sidelines working. He was expected to be a full participant, have not actually seen him during team drills. For the first time in camp, we actually have James Robinson wearing the non-contact penny. He hasn't taken part in any of the team drills that weren't on air. The on-air drills he did take part in, and he was the first string running back with Trevor Lawrence in the backfield. And so, obviously, as this team gets ready for the 2022 season, he is a big, big part of their plans. Doug Peterson did say that James is not expected to play this weekend. He said there is a chance that Devin Lloyd plays. Devin Lloyd still fighting his way back from that hamstring strain, as Doug called it this afternoon. And so we saw him off to the side working on running, but have not seen him in contact drills as was expected this week. But maybe he goes on Wednesday. That's what Doug said. Doug said we would know more Wednesday night whether or not we would see Devin Lloyd against the Steelers. And as I say all this, Rick, Laviska Shenault is now on punt return duty. So there's something to keep an eye out for, as number 10 is the one returning Logan Cook's punt.
Now, you just scared me. You said Wednesday night. They're not going to shift Wednesday's practice tonight, are they?
What's that?
You said Wednesday night from Doug Peterson.
Yeah.
They're not going to.
No. Yeah.
Don't
Wednesday
scare
morning,
me, Mia. You know, I want to go out there and watch them practice. I'm going to call in sick and watch them practice on Wednesday.
Wednesday morning, but obviously, we'll see how he
Right.
feels after practice, after meetings, and then they would make a decision from there.
Don't let Doug make it a night practice. I mean, I'm one of the few, like yourself, who actually likes to be out there and watch him get after it. All right, Mia, thank you as always. Mia O'Brien, 12 to 3 each and every day. Appreciate the time.
Absolutely, Rick. You have a good one.
There she goes. Mia O'Brien. Good stuff. That my heart, I started sweating here, JJ. I was like, it's like,
I heard it. I started to think maybe they were doing it because of you.
I'm like, I'm on 2 hours a night. I mean, if I'm on 6 to 8, I'm like, they can't practice, Once the regular season begins, I got to assume it's going to be same old, where you get down there and you only get like 15 minutes. You watch them basically stretch and maybe do an individual drill. Once they get into any team activity, you're gone. The media's gone. And that's the way it is around 32 NFL camps. But, I want to watch them go at least Wednesday and Thursday. So
And I love that everyone and their mother at 10:10 was gone for their first hitting practice. And, of course, the only other hitting practices tonight we have.
It's
hilarious.
I've missed 2 practices.
And they're both those.
I mean,
crazy.
I don't miss OTAs. You know this. I don't miss any. I mean, I go to, and I love it. I love practice. Why wouldn't I love practice? It gives me an opportunity to come in here and talk to the Jaguar fans about what I saw that day. I mean, to me, it is so there's nothing better, honestly, outside of winning a game. And, we were all traveling back from Canton the day of the just electrifying practice out there, a week ago yesterday. And then, again, it was scheduled for this morning. I think I was on Margarita number 9, maybe Margarita number 10, when all of a sudden the text rolled in and said they're switching practice from tomorrow morning until tomorrow night. And I'm like, I was going to put away the tequila. I was going to put everything away
out
so I could get up early. I think I'll keep it on. So instead, I just stayed after it, and I think, I didn't wake up until one of my cats got me. I'm guessing at around 11:30 this morning.
Oh, I love your life. Did you watch any other preseason action, like non-Jags action this weekend?
Not a great deal. No.
Same. I saw pretty much the highlights of everything. Quarterback battles in Seattle and where else? I guess you could call it one in Carolina, but it looks like Darnold's the backup. Did you see Jalen Hurts get smacked on the sideline?
Did.
By former Jaguar great.
Absolutely, I did.
And he got back up and went 6 for 6 and had a touchdown on that drive.
Who hit him? Was that Jalen?
No, it was, what's his name that plays for the Jets now, was drafted by the Jags.
Quincy Williams?
Yes, Quincy Williams.
Man, I loved him. I hated the fact that
laid
they
him
cut
out on the sideline and got a penalty. People were upset.
Quarterback battles in Pittsburgh, so that'll be nice. I mean, the defense, the defense is going to be tested not only by one quarterback, but perhaps by two. And they're really talking about a 3-team battle there. Most insiders believe it's going to be Mitchell Trubisky, and at some point, if Pittsburgh struggles, they'll go to the rookie Kenny Pickett. But really, the big surprise in all of camp is Geno Smith is expected to be the starter, not Drew Luck in Seattle.
Remember what Geno did to the Jags last year? He was like 11 for 11 in the first half or something epic like that.
Unbelievable.
Drew Luck looked good, too, apparently, in that game. But Pittsburgh, like you were saying, even their third-string quarterback, Mason Rudolph, came in and looked good. So it'll be a test for the Jags' depth.
I did see some stuff on Pittsburgh. Miles Jack has had a pretty good camp, played well the other night. I mean, they were last in run defense a year ago, was Pittsburgh. So, hopefully that's a good opportunity for the Jaguars to get things going. And then you have Baker and Sam Darnold going for it in Carolina. Marcus Mariota has been announced as the starter in Atlanta, something that, sooner or later he'll lose that job to Desmond Ridder, when it's all said and done. That's it. We're out of here.
What
Packers
a battle,
coming
by
up.
the way. Mariota versus Desmond Ridder.
Oh, my
Who's
God.
not excited
And
for
Jacksonville gets that opportunity next week. And that'll be a whole heck of a lot of fun. Hackers up next. Thank you to Derek Trucks. His tour begins in San Diego with the Tedeschi Trucks Band beginning Thursday. Thank you to Me O'Brien. Thank you to Laquan Treadwell. Thank you to JJ. My name is Rick Ballou. I don't check the text line now if the show is over. If you want to get a hold of me, do so please on Twitter. Ballou, Ballou, 10XL.
In a world where life can be predictable,
I will give them something they've never seen before.
1010XL.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation. Light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey, school's in session, and here's today's lesson. We have hundreds of certified vehicles to choose from, starting as low as $89.99, and they come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile peace of mind warranty. That means it'll still be under warranty when you